Saturday afternoon. Welcome to my channel. It's my Saturday afternoon here to, I don't even know, just say I'm okay. I am fine. There's a lot of rumors that are circulating online right now about me, and I just want to say I am okay. I am fine, and everything will eventually work out. And there is, oh, it's just a mess, but everything will be fine. There was a suit filed in court, yes. My attorney and I have reviewed the lawsuit, and it is what we believe to be meritless and baseless. And we will be responding. I have not been served.
Welcome to the stream. Okay. Been a minute, guys. Good to see you. Tonight, we have Tati Westbrook, a famous 10 million subscriber YouTube beauty influencer, filing a lawsuit against, for transparency purposes, one of my internet buddies, Katie Joy Paulson from Without a Crystal Ball. As you probably know already, because it's been the talk of the town on Twitter, and there's a lot of channels uploading opinions on this, so I had an idea. I went through it with my moderation team and my administrators, and we were kind of like looking at the claims made in the lawsuit. I've got the lawsuit, and we were looking at it, and some of the stuff that's written, we would then say, well, I want to hear what Katie said in that video so that we can determine whether we think it was frivolous or not. So I had the great idea to go live, since we've talked about Tati and James Charles here. We talked about the big blow-up that happened about a year or so ago, the Bye Sister video. All this stuff was massive at the time, and I uploaded Versus Mode playlist on those things. So I want to update that playlist now, because this is an evolution of that happening. So we're going to be live looking into, I'm going to read through the lawsuit, show you what Katie's statement was, then tell you exactly what Tati is alleging. Tati, is that how I say it? I want to make sure I say it correctly. Correct me in the live chat. You love the new intro music? Oh, thanks, Jess. I use that sometimes when it's when it's a situation that I think warrants a serious sounding song. Happy Halloween. Yeah, it's been a minute. And then tonight after this stream, we're going to the Rock-A-Lot to sit and talk. Maybe we'll get Navy and some other people in and we'll hang out and we'll talk about this. So we're going to go ahead and get started with Katie's statement. Now, she did 2 videos since I prepped this stream, so I haven't even seen them. We're going to take a look at them together. Some of them, we're going to skip through them. But we're going to start with this, which is what Katie posted to inform the internet that this lawsuit was happening. Now, one last thing. I don't want to talk your ear off. I know you're going to get bored if I do. One last thing is that this is pretty big, because this is a reporting influencer without a crystal ball. Regardless of what you think about her, she reports on all these different topics out there that most people consider drama or tea. 140,000 subscribers. And Tati Westbrook, 10 million subscribers, a public figure, a famous person, a celebrity kind of here. Well, no, definitely. Someone who was really close to James Charles. James Charles is a meteoric influencer, is what I used to describe him, because he rose so fast, so big. And he hung out with Tati a lot. So anyway, 10 million subs versus 140,000 subs. This is the lawsuit, the evolution of the versus mode between Tati Westbrook and Katie Joy of Without a Crystal Ball. Going to be interesting, and Katie is going to get a lot of attention because of this. It's going to get crazy. It is 10/31 of 2019. Happy Halloween. Happy All Hallows Eve, or however you say that. I got my assistant with me, but he's probably going to be busy until the after show. Let's just get started. This UNIRock Live. wasting no time. No intros, wasting no time. This is Katie Joy Paulson's statement. I will go to the live chat after I've shown you everything and get your opinion. If you really want to tell me something while we're live, you got to tag me, @UNIROCK2. It'll show up red in my live chat. Here we go. Hit me, Globus. Hit me with the emojis. I love it. I love it. Hit me with the emojis. All right. Where's my viewer count, man? I don't have a viewer count over here. Well, that sucks. Let me add one really quick. Why? Hey, I don't have to rush too much. I rush a little bit, not too much. Give me a viewer count. Give me a viewer count. There we go. That's much better. Here we go. Tati and James Westbrook have filed a lawsuit against me without a crystal ball for defamation. I have not been served yet in this case. The filing alleges emotional distress and defamation for reporting on James Westbrook's multiple lawsuits for fraud in California and Hawaii. The lawsuit also alleges that I harmed Ms. Westbrook's reputation and is reason for why she's no longer on YouTube. My initial reporting outlined in a lawsuit filed against Mr. Westbrook by his sisters, alleging fraud related to their deceased mother's estate. Really quick disclaimer. I'm going to give you my opinion later. Nothing that I'm reading is my opinion. And I'm just reporting on this, being, someone who's looked into this before now. Got me? Okay. You get me? You got me? You good me. Okay. Back to it. In the lawsuit filed in district court in Hawaii case, whatever, his sister alleged he convinced the mother to sign a quit of her property to him while she was gravely ill. Her sister also alleged that after Mr. Westbrook filed the claim deed and became sole owner of the property in the days before his mother passed away, and after obtaining ownership, his sister alleged he took out numerous loans against the property. Mr. Westbrook's sister, wrong button, Cheryl, provided an affidavit in court that her mother did not have a will and the children all shared 1/3 ownership to all property she left after death, and Mr. Westbrook denied his sister's claims. According to the statement, this is without a crystal ball. I am not saying this myself. I am not alleging anything against Mr. Westbrook or Mrs. Westbrook. Much respect to them. Same on Katie's side. Much respect to them. I'm minding my P's and Q's here. Anyway, so where are we at? A judge in Hawaii ordered that Mr. Westbrook pay attorney fees, and the estate management was awarded to his sister. Now, I don't know why this is in the statement. I guess it's just like something they were mad about, so A second lawsuit filed in Cali by William alleged that Mr. Westbrook took out a $300,000 loan and used his mother's property as collateral. Mr. Hawk stated in the complaint that Mr. Westbrook never paid him back. Mr. Westbrook denied these claims. The court case is still ongoing, and it's going into trial in 2021. Gotcha? A third lawsuit was filed against Tati and James in Cali on October 20, 2020. In the lawsuit, Clark Swanson alleges that the Westbrooks defrauded and breached their business contract. Mr. Swanson alleges due to their actions, the couple opened businesses that were in breach of contract of their business and resulted in Mr. Swanson not receiving millions of dollars for the launch of her cosmetics line. Okay. Tati's. Mr. Swanson alleges on her being Tati's cosmetic line. Got it. Mr. Swanson also alleges that Mr. Westbrook, quote, coffered the company assets of Halo Beauty on October 9, 2020, which Mr. Swanson alleges harmed the members' business and devalued the company. So this is why. Okay, things are starting to come together already. I have read the lawsuit. I just didn't get into it piece by piece, and I was wondering, why did Katie make a couple of the claims that she made? How did she gain that info? Lol, UNIRock doesn't want to get sued. If they tried to sue me, they're not going to get nothing. They ain't getting nothing, because I ain't got nothing to give them. My family takes all my money. Okay. Anyway, so, but you are correct, MD. I'm being careful here. Yeah, some of the stuff that Katie claimed that they talk about in the lawsuit, I said to myself, where could she have gotten that information? Well, this statement tells me she got the information from another lawsuit. So how is that Katie lying? But anyway, I don't know. Okay, we'll find out as we go through. May 2020. Oh, wait. Tati Westbrook uploaded a video titled Bye Sister in May of 2019. If you were watching my live stream back then, I talked about this. I did a versus mode upload on some of this drama, so Some of you know what I'm talking about. By sister. That asserting that her husband James was a successful businessman and suggested through his advice to James Charles helped propel his career. Yes, I remember Tati saying that her husband helped propel James Charles' career. I remember that. Yes, literally out of Tati's mouth from the By Sister video. Yeah. However, in the same video, Ms. Westbrook accused James Charles of sexual misconduct, and I was really mad about that back then because I'm like, listen. Is this about the accusation going out towards James as they were making it appear, or is it about a bad business deal? Why wrap those two things together? Doesn't it kind of like devalue that massive claim if it's true, if you're putting it next to business problems? And that would make people think, could that be the motivation? You shouldn't have to think that okay, I'm doing it again. Back to the statement. In May 2020, Ms. Westbrook publicly apologized to James Charles and asserted that she had been manipulated by Jeffree Star and Shane Dawson about the claims of misconduct. She also asserted that James Charles promoting Sugar Bear hair vitamins was not a motivation for her video. I don't believe that. That's just my opinion. I think that the Sugar Bear hair vitamin thing definitely had weight because why else bring it up when you're talking about it? Anyway. However, in the court filing of a certain lawsuit, Mr. Swanson claims that Ms. Westbrook used her celebrity status and YouTube influence to convince him to give up 16.66% ownership of the... Now, hold on a minute. If I was a conspiracy theorist, I would say to myself right now, you gave up 6.66%? Sure, there's a 1 in front of it. Little creepy. Woo, Halloweeny, you know what I'm saying? Okay. This is a serious topic. I cannot be funny. I have when I start live streaming, I just want to have fun. I can't help myself. YouTube, Ms. Westbrook allegedly, Mr. Swanson claims that Ms. Westbrook used her celebrity status and YouTube influence to convince him to give up 16.66% of ownership to the company to make the Westbrooks majority owners. Mr. Swanson alleges that Ms. Westbrook promised him that James Charles, among other YouTube friends, would not promote competitors and only promote Halo Beauty vitamins. Mr. Swanson alleges her promise to him was undercut when Mr. Charles uploaded a swipe-up ad for Sugar Bear hair in April of 2019. And do you remember the By Sister video was in May of 2019, right when the drama from that business deal going sour would peak out? And yeah, you know, it does seem like a lot of this is motivated by exactly what it seems, right? That's my opinion. At this time, in review of the lawsuit, my attorney, Katie, Without a Crystal Ball's attorney, is confident the allegations that they've made against Katie are baseless and without merit. We are exploring legal options and are considering filing a countersuit at this time. Freedom of speech and the freedom of the press allows the media to report on matters of public interest and enables a person to give their opinions based on information that they have found. At no time in my reporting, Katie's reporting, have I ever knowingly made false statements about the Westbrooks, nor has my reporting been done with malicious intent, but rather to provide insight into a public story that Ms. Westbrook made public by uploading By Sister and obtaining more than 40 million views for the video. And I have to agree with that. You have to expect people to talk about these things. It's why this lawsuit is so dangerous in a way. It sets a precedent going forward that someone can sue someone who is reporting on what they have publicly put out. And that is just stomping on their rights. It really is stomping on free speech, stomping on their rights. It's just horrible. Now, Katie goes forward in her statement to state that Ms. Westbrook is alleging that her absence from social media is due to actions that I have taken against her. Katie is a gangster. How in the world does a creator with 140,000 subscribers do these things, and then that makes Ms. Westbrook stay off the internet? I didn't get that part. And yeah, that's what Ms. Westbrook is alleging, and I just don't understand that. I'm not being mean or anything, Ms. Westbrook, but I don't think you're going to watch this anyway. But my point is, yeah, like, really? It's Katie? It couldn't be that there are 40 million people mad at you that watched By Sister who are now angry because when James did his video, he showed receipts to show that you were basically, like, wrong about him, and then your apology was really bad? That has no factor in all of this? I can't believe that myself, but I'm just a dumb UNIRock, so who knows? The Westbrook, now this is the best part. Oh my God, this is where it gets insane. And I can confirm that this is actually being filed in a court of law. This is where it gets nutso, dude. Nutso. So first, Ms. Westbrook alleges that she has been off of social media because of Katie Joy Paulson. However, Katie says her reporting of the story has been based upon public record sources, in my opinion, based upon the public story, none of which is done with malice. At no point does Ms. Westbrook acknowledge that her video by sister and subsequent video breaking my silence in large public backlash could be a large reason that she's not online. I agree completely. Then the next one is the Westbrook family accuses Katie of being a troll and that I've created fake accounts to harass them and others. This is categorically false. The Westbrooks accuse me of being fired from Pathos for improper conduct. This is categorically false. The lawsuit accuses me of improper conduct and many other statements. And because that's been thrown at Katie, yes, it could be why she's filing countersuit. Now, I don't think Katie's all that rich at all. She's probably got some money, but I don't think she's rich. I think that Tati is. So I don't know, man. This is going to get crazy. It's just going to get straight crazy. They're seeking $5 million. Tati, I have to keep pausing for dramatic effect. Zoom in on me, Busy. Tati Westbrook wants $5 million from Katie Joy Paulson with this lawsuit. 5 million bones. If they rule on that, Katie's going to be paying Tati for the next 276 years. I don't even know if she'll pay her off then, if you know what I'm saying. 5 million. Oh my God, that's psycho. In the lawsuit, Clark Swanson versus Tati and James Westbrook, Mr. Swanson alleges that the couple started a cosmetics line outside of their business agreement with Halo Beauty. In the lawsuit, Mr. Swanson alleges the Westbrooks earned around $16 million for the sale of a pallet and deprived him of his 1/3 revenue of that pallet, which is just over $5 million. Thank you. That is the end of Katie Joy's written initial statement on YouTube. Now, as I told you, I have the lawsuit and we are going to read through it. But first, a little bit more of what Katie Joy Paulson has to say on YouTube live in response to these events. Do you get thirsty? Do you want to drink stuff when you're thirsty? Well, be like UNIRock. Drink Crush. Okay. What, Busy? I'm busy right now. What? I'm trying to make the trolls out there in troll land think that I've been paid by Crush. I think it'd be a funny little meme. They're gonna believe it. All I gotta do is say that a couple times. They're gonna think that I've been paid by Crush. Okay, back to Katie. Katie's video today. I'm silly as hell. Without a crystal ball, 100... What? She's got more than 138K. What is she doing? Blowing up right now? She's got 139? Oh, okay. The truth about the Westbrooks. And she says she'll be okay. Here we go.
Served at all. So there's not been a service yet at this point in time, but yes. So we will be okay. I had written a statement which basically sort of kind of outlines what happened, which I can show you.
Gotta get comfortable, y'all. I gotta get comfortable here. Busy's girlfriend says, be nice to Busy. I'm sorry, Busy's girlfriend. Don't beat me up, Busy's girlfriend. I will be nice to Busy. I'll be nice to the poor guy.
There is so much in this lawsuit that I can't really, there's so many, false, I believe to be false statements that are.
All right, now we've pretty much gotten everything we need to hear from Katie. If you want to see that video, it's called It's True About the Westbrooks and I Will Be Okay. I'm going to share it right now. on Twitter. If you want to find it, if you don't want to search for it, you can just go to UNIRocktv, at UNIRocktv on Twitter, and you can find the links to the videos that I'm going to talk about tonight. Though, let's go ahead and get crazy. I know why you're here. You want me to get into that lawsuit and tell you what it says, and I'm going to right now. Okay. I got her pulled up. Let me move some stuff around so I can see my live chat. Hey, Bunny! Bunny says, Unifam will orange crush you. Oh, my God. Are you trying to get me in trouble, Bunny? She says the Unifam will orange crush you, Tati. No, they won't, Tati. We like you. Stop. We have nothing against Tati. I do not want to be sued by you, Tati. I like you, and I'm just as much on Tati's side as I am Katie's. I am scared of Tati. Don't do this to me. I am scared of her. Tati, I'm a fan. I watch your videos. I go back and watch your old videos now that you're not making new ones. It's a daily thing for me. I'm a fan. I'm a super fan. Don't do this to a super fan. Okay. You're going to have to look at my ugly mug while I read through the lawsuit. Because I'm not putting the lawsuit on the screen. It has people's full names, and it's got people's addresses and such in it. You do not share the document publicly. I'm telling you, do not contact any of the people that I'm mentioning in this video. If you give your opinion on this topic, don't be mean to anybody. Be professional. Conduct yourselves professionally, man, like adults. Talk to a crackhead piece of bread. Argue with them as much as you want. And give your opinion on the internet. That's what UNIRock says. You stay out of this, dingbat. To the lawsuit. Here we go. Filed with the parties of Tati, James, Halo Beauty, Without a Crystal Ball, Katie Joy. It gives each name of those people in the beginning to state who is, the business entities and the people involved. That's part one. Here we go. Next part. General factual allegations is the next thing I'm going to read to you right now. Plaintiff Tati is an internet personality with, 9 million subscribers, and her product critique under the sobriquet Glam Life Guru. James is married to Tati. Plaintiff Halo is Tati and James' company. And Katie Paulson and holds herself to be a public journalist. That's this next part. Upon information and belief, Paulson is an internet blogger also. Makes and produces uploads. They say drama and or tea videos. 1 second, please. Didn't I tell you I wanted to call this show Tea with Uni? How am I going to get big in the tea space if you're not going to play my Tea with Uni intro? Well, why don't you have it? Busy, the next time I spill some tea on this show, I want my tea intro, and I want it played, and I don't want to hear any lip. Thank you, sir. So, they call her a tea and a drama YouTuber. Videos, internet postings, various internet platforms, and it continues on and says this. Here's getting to the important part. Katie intentionally publishes false and... Okay, wait. I am reading you directly from the lawsuit from Tati to Katie right now, okay? So I'm not stating this. This is me reading something. Don't sue me. I'm just playing. Okay. Defendant Katie intentionally published false and defamatory matter to denigrate others through sensationalism and fabrication of the perceived drama for the sole purpose of enticing followers and viewers to help the defendant monetize defendant Paulson's pages and channels on her various social media platforms. So it's not that they are saying Katie publishes, they're saying that she does it to defame. She's saying that they make it sensational and defamatory, okay? Next claim. Paulson intentionally engages in being an internet troll. This is, okay. You've got to listen to this specific language that they're using, okay? Paulson intentionally is an internet troll. It says this in the damn lawsuit, y'all. I'm going to show it to you. I'm going to take a tiny screenshot and show this to you. I mean, I find it insanity. I find this insanity. How do you say this about somebody? This is defamation. If this turns out not to be true, this is filing defamation in a court of law. Right here. Upon information, defendant Paulson intentionally engages in being an internet troll. It says it in the suit. Look at this. Under both their own name and various pseudonyms for the purposes of harassment and causing others consternation, grief, emotional distress, and otherwise cause damage to their reputations, well-being, and livelihoods. This is insane. Upon information and belief, defendants have a history of intentionally, maliciously, and or recklessly publishing false and or misleading information about various people and entities, including the plaintiffs. I hope they plan to back this up. Because I'm telling you, they make so many claims in this lawsuit that if they can't back it up, it's just going to end up being her defaming Katie through the court. Because this is public. Okay. Upon information and belief, defendants tout themselves as established YouTube personalities and self-proclaimed internet trolls with a professed obsession with the play. Now, wait a freaking minute. Wait a minute. Hold on. I didn't read this earlier. You think I'm going to... Okay, I got to show you. You're going to call me a liar. Hold the front door, dude. Let me make sure there's nothing in here that's, like, sensitive. Okay, nothing sensitive. You got to see this for yourself. This is psycho, dude. Look at this. Tati is saying, upon information and belief, defendants tout themselves as established YouTube personalities and self-proclaimed internet trolls with a professional obsession with the plaintiff. How does she tout herself that way? In fact, upon information and belief, Paulson has openly stated on various platforms that she will not stop going after plaintiff and that she has otherwise openly dared plaintiffs to sue defendants so that Paulson can misuse the discovery process to inflict more damage upon the plaintiffs. I don't know, man. I think she told you to sue her because you were stomping on her free speech is how I took it when she said that. But I guess I'm just crazy. It's just too much. I love Globus. I love the emojis. Thank you, my dude. Okay. Upon information and belief, defendants have approximately 135,000 followers on YouTube alone. Defendants are infatuated with the concept of exposing the plaintiff, and it appears that others who are currently unknown are conspiring with and or feeding. So they're alleging that Katie is working with people to conspire against Tati Westbrook. That's what's stated here. Just saying. This is why this lawsuit's going to be all over YouTube soon. Defendants stated publicly in a YouTube video. Here's, okay. So we're going to get into the part now for the rest of the lawsuit. For major portions of this lawsuit, the lawsuit is going to tell you exact videos, what is said in those exact videos, and how that defamed Tati and her husband. So I got an idea. I'm going to pull up the live chat, and I'm going to read to you these claims. I'm going to see what you guys think. I'm going to tell you what I think. And if we need to, we're going to go to that video. We're going to play that video and hear what Katie said to see if they're being honest and representing Katie in an honest fashion. And that way we can make up our mind. That way we hear exactly what was said and we can decide whether we think it was her reporting, her giving her opinion, or her convincing, lying, and maliciously representing. Do you see what I'm saying? So when we play any clip or when I tell you what is said here, it's either going to be the way that Tati is framing it, that Katie is maliciously misrepresenting and lying to damage Tati and gain money herself, or on the other side, and thank you, Debbie, or on the other side, Katie is just reporting what's there, giving an opinion, and telling people what she's found. You got to make up your own mind. I'm not here to convince you. I'm here to hear your opinion in the live chat if you want to give it. And I'm here to talk to you. Thank you, Debbie. Really appreciate you. Subscribe and join. It's too kind. Here we go. So, In a YouTube video, May 2019, it's titled, James Charles Cancels Sisters Tour, that they intended to target plaintiff Tati, her family, and her business to do an expose on Tati as retribution for what the defendant perceived as Tati's alleged mistreatment of another internet personality. So what? She's allowed to do a video like that if she wants. It's not against terms of service. It's not against her. It's not hurting you. If she wants to do an expose video, why can't she do it if she sides with Charles? I don't understand. You're like, Tati, I don't know, you're like alleging that one of the most like biggest parts of YouTube, which is response, commentary, and opinion on YouTube behavior of YouTubers, all of a sudden should be sued for doing it? Or, I mean, hell, iDubbbz is going to be sued until the cows come home now. I hope not, because I love iDubbbz's videos. So, true to their words, defendants thereafter obsessively fixated on Tati and her family to try to ruin Tati's good name and reputation and otherwise intentionally damage everybody around Tati. Now, Tati, why can't it be that once you put out the By Sister video and then James Charles came out with receipts and exposed you for lying about him, that everybody just started looking at you as not with a good reputation? I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be a dick or anything. You know, that happened. We watched it happen in front of us. But I'm willing to give Tati a chance. I'm willing to hear her claim, and I'm willing to try and consider it. So let's keep going here. Upon information and belief, defendant intentionally harassed and maligned plaintiff and or otherwise maliciously portrayed them in a false light and sought to financially harm them. Upon information and belief, defendants even went as far as to tell their social media viewers that Tati and James are, quote, demons. Not James Charles. Tati and her husband are demons. Well, that's the point. You're allowed to say that in the United States of America. She's not allowed to get up there and Alex Jones your ass. She can't get up there and say, I watched her turn into one. But she can get up. Well, she could. She might wind up in an insane asylum. But she can get up there and say that under her opinion, you are one. And that's not against the law or anything. It's not defamation. Have you ever seen the PewDiePie video called Congratulations? You really need to watch that. You really got to watch that video. If do you guys know what I'm talking about? One of the lines in that video is like, I won't go there. Okay. I don't want to. Okay. I'm back on. I'm reading it. Don't yell at me. Don't yell at me. Okay. So, in addition to countless social media postings and articles, defendants have devoted at least 40 YouTube videos to discussion about the plaintiff since May of 2019. These videos include, but are not limited to, and we are given a list of every video. Here's my problem. If you are putting out public things, she can go and talk about it. This is America. So we're going to have to keep that in mind too. I guess the point is, if Tati's correct, she's lying in 40 videos, defaming in 40 videos, and that's why she's being sued. But in reality, if that's not the case, you get me? Okay. I do not agree that somebody can do 40 videos lying purposely and maliciously mischaracterizing. I agree with Tati on that aspect. Okay. But it's going to be hard for you to prove this. I'm just saying. So the rest of another maybe 5 pages are just a listing of every video that they are about to reference. So we're skipping ahead. Here we go. So after listing the videos, the lawsuit continues. Defendants have conspired and continue. Whoopsie. Canis, stop disrespecting Tati. Say her name correctly. Says, well, how do I say it? How do I say it, Canis? I don't know how. Is it Tati? Somebody phonetically type out how I say it. This looks and sounds really good, says Jeremy. What, I look good? Thanks, bro. I'm just playing. Oh, the video looks and sounds good? Is it my mic? What is it? Twatty? There's no, stop it, makeup minion. It's not Twatty. What if I would have believed you? I would have looked completely horrible for the rest of my live stream. That's really funny, though. That was really funny. I really do appreciate that joke. That's funny. Oh, Canis says it's hold on. Did I say it right then? Is it, how am I saying it wrong again? Titi? It's Tati. Let me see. Where's it spelled at? Tati. Okay, Tati. Hey, okay. Tati. Okay. Thank you. And if you don't know, around my channel, it's a meme that I mispronounce everything, so it's just part of my internet personality. Nice to see you, Canis, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Appreciate you coming by. I hate this happening. I do believe that you have free speech and your wife has... Canis is Katie Joy's husband, is in the chat. And I do think that it's an egregious... I'm under the general opinion that Katie hasn't done something that she could be sued for. Though, I'm willing to look at evidence. I'm a skeptical person, and we're just going to take a look at what's there. Thank you, Leroy. Okay, Tati. Thank you, Bunny Bunny. I will stop mispronouncing Tati's name, okay? Here we go. It picks back up here. The defendant... Oh, this is getting crazy. So as soon as they list the videos in the suit, it starts getting really, really crazy, all right? It gets really crazy. I'm just saying, strap in. Here it comes. Then the lawsuit alleges that the defendants have conspired and continue to conspire, literally saying that there's a conspiracy afoot with other people to ruin and sully the plaintiffs, Tati and James' reputations, to defame and injure the plaintiffs, and to intentionally injure and interfere with Halo Business's opportunities. Okay? Now, then, number 25, they claim that the defendants initiate a series of defamatory and disparaging attacks against the plaintiffs posted on various mediums on the internet, including but not limited to YouTube, Insta, Twitter, Facebook, and Patheos.com. 26. Defendants have created and uploaded to YouTube numerous videos in which they defamed and disparaged Tati, James, and Halo. Upon information and belief, such videos have been viewed hundreds of thousands, if not millions of times. And 27, improper defendant making improper posts and articles have been published to and are accessible by the general public, including defendants' posts that contain false and disparaging statements of fact regarding the plaintiffs. So to catch you up, so that you're following this, they're alleging that Katie knew she was lying and went ahead and lied on Tati because she wanted to get views. So she needed more views, and that lying on Tati was going to help her get more views. That's what basically this last 15 parts said. Continuing on to page 10. Page 10 concerns a blog, an internet blog website known as Patheos.com, where Katie used to be employed. Here we go. Defendants have published articles. Oh, well, mispronunciation makes it interesting. Very interesting indeed. Lol, says our top. Well, look, I might talk a little bit. I might talk a little funny. I might look a little funny, but I don't smell a little funny, and that's what matters. UNIRock 2020. Here we go. I actually smell really good. Clear water. It's good shit. Okay. Defendants have published articles concerning plaintiffs on Patheos.com. The lawsuit alleges, I'm reading a lawsuit to you for anyone that just got here, but not limited to a June 3rd, 2019 article entitled, quote, "The criminal background Tati and James Westbrook are hiding from millions." A. Now they're going to break down that article in this way. Here we go. A. Upon information and belief, Tati does not have a criminal background to speak of, which makes the title of the article grossly misleading and defamatory as to her. B. Upon information and belief, the article states that James has a, quote, "lengthy criminal rap sheet," end quote, and then proceeds to discuss an arrest in 1989 and another in 1990 related to drug use when James was still in his teens. I feel you, bro. Okay. I'm done joking around. I got to get this finished. You guys are going to get so bored. I'm going to bore you out of your minds. However, the article then fails to mention any further criminal activity over the next 30 years. What is more, the article likewise fails to proffer any evidence that Tati or James have taken any affirmative steps to hide such matters of public record. As such, the subject article is both intentionally misleading and defamatory on its face. Upon information and belief, the subject article further states that James has never been successful in business. James' businesses over the years have been very successful, including his current businesses the defendants attempt to attack for their success. As such, the false generalization regarding James' entire history as a businessman in said blog is likewise defamatory. I don't know, man. I mean, what do you think? If your opinion is that if someone's businesses are not as successful as they are being made to be by someone else, so you hold the opinion that I just read, is that defamation? I'd like to know, especially if you're a member here. So from what I just read to you, do you think that anybody looking at a business and saying that business isn't as successful, that's business, they're not a successful businessman, is that defamation? Isn't that just giving your opinion on that, though? I suppose it could be. This is where I'm getting, you know what I'm saying? Let me know what you think. I'll read it out loud if you type it in the chat. I turned off member-only mode, so you guys are free. Yeah, Navy, that's okay, man. You don't got to censor people for saying the word bitch. It's okay. Busy might be, Kristen. Or Kirsten or Chris? Kirsten, sorry. Busy just might be, yes. Well, let's keep going. Okay, the article further states James is now... Oh, never mind. The article also reiterates as conclusive fact obviously false allegations found in an unsuccessful lawsuit filed in Hawaii regarding the inheritance of James' mother's estate. Had a valid investigation been performed, it would have been discovered that this lawsuit was filed by James's estranged sister, who was expressly disinherited by their respective mother many years prior, due to her said sister having previously sued the mother when her stepfather died in an attempt to challenge the inheritance of a surviving spouse. After repeating the salacious and unproven allegations by his estranged sister, defendants conclude as fact, not opinion, that James had defrauded his family. This statement is an obvious malicious and blatant lie published solely to inflict damage upon Tati and James, and ignores that said lawsuit was settled by said estate being divided amongst the family members, and that the attorney fees were ordered to be paid from the proceeds of the estate, not from James. Now, I don't know. I mean, like, if I'm looking at a lawsuit and I say you're trying not to give money to certain people and then they make you divide it up, I kind of might draw that opinion, though. That's the point here. No, I don't want to... I mean, is it defamation? I suppose you could maybe. It's subjective, says Nadia. Thank you, Nadia. I think so, too, yeah. I think... And if it is subjective, then how is it defamation, is my point, right? Anyway, though, let's keep going. I don't want to be here on UNIRock 2 that long. I want this video to be watchable, so let's keep moving. I'll go to the chat at the end for a while. So, the statement in the article that the purpose of transitioning Tati's business in 2019 from an LLC to a corporation was to protect her assets from legal issues in connection with the James Charles fallout is false and was made recklessly without regard for truth. The fact remains the LLCs provide the same asset protection as corporations. As such, the only purpose of making such a statement is to intentionally portray Tati in false light by attributing a nefarious purpose associated with the transition of her corporate structure. Okay? Followed that? And the statement in the article that James Charles has, quote, lost millions of dollars, end quote, as a direct result of his relationship with plaintiff is false. Even if Mr. Charles himself expressly stated that this tour was canceled for reasons unrelated to the plaintiff. And... one second. And... upon information and belief, the article in question obviously harms Tati and James' reputation and Halo's future business prospects by falsely asserting a significant amount of defamatory statements by publishing these falsehoods. Plaintiffs have outrageously defamed. The statements made about plaintiffs amount to a false assertion that they are engaging in criminal conduct, which is defamatory on its face. Eesh. This is my issue with this part of this. The blog is published. When you upload a web page to the internet, it's like you're publishing, and it's called publishing, by the way. It's like you're publishing a piece. So if you do upload a website that's just there to defame somebody, then yeah, you can get in trouble and you can get sued for it. Can you see the logo? I get paid every time you see that logo. Old joke, old meme. Now, I'm mostly focused on the YouTube aspect of this because, remember, there are certain parts of this that could be found to be an issue, and then other parts not. I'm not trying to be rude saying that I only care about YouTube in this, but then again, I am a YouTuber. I do care about YouTube, and I care about the fact that we can give our opinions and that we can tell people how we feel about certain things that are going on out in the community. Let's just keep moving. The whole blog part of this is very back and forth, if you get me. It's hard to process. I don't know a lot of the, rules or what to work. I'm not that versed on website rules like this. Now, upon information and belief, and by way of example and not limitation, defendants have made additional false and defamatory and misleading. Okay, now we're going to get into more stuff. Once we get to the YouTube videos, that's where we're going to start playing some clips if we have to. So let's do it. We only see the reverse logo, so you should pay UNIRock too? I guess. I don't know. No. You telling me you don't know that's Crush? Shit. Defendants were talking about Tati when defendant Paulson stated as fact, not opinion, on or about July 1st, 2020 in a YouTube video entitled My Experience with Tati Westbrook, that Tati is constantly lying and not taking accountability. Literally, you're taking something somebody is saying as their opinion and now saying that it's fact and that it's defamation. I can't use that one. That one's just skippable. It's like, how does that even work out? Oh, Katie just donated. That blog isn't online anymore. I have removed it, says Katie. Well, thanks for letting me know, Katie. And look, I don't have any hate toward you, and you know that. I consider you and your husband a friend, and I said that at the beginning of the video. I support you guys. I just think that this is one of the most craziest developments from back and forth because Tati, a lot of us YouTubers that have 30, 40, 50, 1,000, 100, 150,000 subs, we look at the giant YouTubers on the platform and we're like, they don't care about us. But to have a YouTuber with 10 million subscribers sue a YouTuber with 150,000, number one, it's going to blow up your channel because they're going to freaking, there's going to be a lot of, I would say it's going to get reported on, right? And I've already seen, I think it was Business Insider has already reported on this story. This is going to get crazy. All right, let's keep moving. What is up, Elliot? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. It's really nice to see you in here. Appreciate it. Glad you came by. Okay. So I'm going to skip that last one because basically they say that Katie's statement in a video is that Tati constantly lies and doesn't take accountability. And that, in my opinion, that's an opinion. I think that's an opinion. Katie also says, this honestly is an issue for all creators. It will have a ripple effect and it's not okay. Well, I agree, Katie. I agree that it's all creators should pay attention to this. And you've got an important role in something very big when it comes to YouTube, when it comes to reporting, when it comes to drama, when it comes to commentary. Yeah, this could be the next H3H3 fair use case from the perspective of someone who reports on the news, current events, trending topics. So, and I've always reported on trending topics myself, so I'm definitely really interested in this. Happy Halloween, says Globus. Right back at you. Right back at you, buddy. Appreciate it. All right, let's keep going here. Thank you, Katie, for the support. Okay. As this goes, they're going to reference more videos and what Katie has said in those videos. And I'm going to, if we need to play the clip, I will, so that you can make up your mind on what you think. I'm going to tell you my opinion, just so you know. That's why I'm here. That's why I do this. Okay. Defendants were talking about Tati when Paulson stated as a fact, not an opinion, alleged by the lawsuit that I'm reading to you right now, on or about March 2nd, 2020, in a video entitled, quote, Tati Westbrook's channel is tanking, and she's blaming YouTube, end quote. Tati is, quote, not honest, end quote, and, quote, she is not proper. In fact, I'm just going to start showing you this. some of these, because you got to see this. They're really going through, and they're grabbing different parts of the statement. You know what I'm saying? Look, I want to show you what it says. I'm not going to bring up the whole lawsuit, but I will take little clips and show it. So right here, they're saying Katie said Tati Westbrook's channel is tanking and she's blaming YouTube. End quote. Then they skip ahead. Not honest, and then they skip ahead. She's not properly disclaiming products that ... products that she's using by the FTC standards. She's the owner of Halo Beauty, so she should be disclosing that, end quote. When I found out that Tati owned Halo Beauty, it knocked me for a loop, because that whole thing happened, and Globus, thanks, dude, appreciate you. That whole thing happened with, like, Charles and all that, you know, and I would have loved to know that back then. I would have loved to. Now, again, how is it not Katie's opinion what we just read? She says that Tati's channel's tanking and that Tati is blaming YouTube. So I'm sure she listened to something Tati said and drew that thought, that opinion. Said that Tati's not honest and she's not properly reporting things to the FTC. I still see that as an opinion. I'm sorry. I'm reading it. I'm trying. I can't see that being a factual claim from Katie in a video, so we're going to move on. Defendants were talking about plaintiff Tati and James on June 16 of 2019 in a video entitled, quote, "Beauty Influencer Sends My Boss a Letter," end quote, wherein defendants concede that they recklessly failed to verify the veracity of the false and misleading statements that they made about plaintiff. In the video, after indicating that she had conducted some background research on plaintiffs James and Tati, defendant Paulson said, quote, "I might have rushed to it, to be honest. I might have rushed a little bit, ... Pieces I didn't have all together, ... end quote." I got to show you that too, because you're not going to understand what I'm saying if you don't see it. So here you go. Again, these are things Katie said, and then the ... is them they're cutting out the middle part of, so in there it's like a sentence. The ... could literally be paragraphs. And then later on, she says this. Every time there's 3 dots, it's like they're taking out something because it doesn't relate to what they're trying to say. Some might say that's called cherry picking. Others might say they're just pulling out the defaming parts of it. So this is where I would normally go and listen to the video for you, if I feel that it might end up providing more clarity. Again, this statement, I don't think we need to hear it. Let me read it one more time. Quote, "I might have rushed to it, to be honest. I may have rushed in a little bit, ... Pieces I didn't have all together," end quote. Then she stated that her videos might have been disruptive to Tati and James' lives. So my free speech effed you over. I don't know. I mean, I just don't see what that as defamatory again. But hey, there are going to be some things that we will go listen to, just so you know. Moving on to page 13. Defendants were talking about James on Twitter when Paulson stated as fact, not opinion. How do you determine that from Twitter, for God's sake? Have you guys ever looked at a tweet? How do you know when someone's joking, being sarcastic, being serious, if it's Twitter, you know? Sometimes you can tell based on previous tweets or if it's a certain situation, but I mean seriously. So here's a tweet, quote, this is from Katie. They put it in as part C or part E of this part of the lawsuit. Quote, "He hasn't changed. He stole money from his dying mother, took out loans in her name while she was sick and ill, and then stole $340K from a lender in California," end quote. Now, that's a tweet, okay? Is it possible that that is defamatory? I think that would all depend on Twitter itself, and it's up to you to decide. All right. The next one, defendants were talking about James on Twitter again when Paulson stated as fact, not opinion, on or about June 2nd, quote, "Her husband is a career criminal and scammer." How is that not Katie's opinion, though? It's factual that you're a career criminal and a scammer. No, how do I know? Of course I'm saying that's my damn opinion. On Twitter, you've only got X amount of characters. And that's why I just disclaimed to everybody. Everything I say on Twitter is going to be a joke. And I'm serious. I barely use it. Come on, Steven. You know what happened. They have an NDA. Steven says, hey, Katie, what happened with you and McRae's NDA? She can't talk about an NDA. Come on. Why do you think he doesn't talk about it? It's obvious. Really? I mean, I would like to know, though. I'm just playing. I know she can't talk about it. You do, too. You know she can't talk about that. Heavens to Betsy. Okay, the next one is defendants were talking about Tati on YouTube when Paulson stated as a fact, not opinion again, they claim. Quote, she's lying to sell snake oil, end quote. So, what? Do you guys think that if somebody puts out a tweet where they say that, I believe that's snake oil. Well, she didn't say I believe. She said that she's lying to sell snake oil. So if I say, you're lying to say snake oil, you can sue me for that on Twitter? You gotta be kidding me. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, Kitty. That's the best hashtag I've ever seen. Okay, defendants were talking about Tati and James on YouTube when Paulson stated his fact, not opinion on May 31st, quote, she's had a pretty consistent reputation of, like, fooling people into believing that she's very trustworthy, but then she does a lot of very untrustworthy things, end quote. You know? All I know is this. If Tati ends up suing Katie for saying that on Twitter, Katie can go sue like 200 people tomorrow, is all I'm saying. Because people say that shit about Katie all the time. All right. And the next one. Talking about Halo Beauty, on YouTube when Paulson stated in a video, quote, oh, they don't even give the name of the video here, so I can't play the clip for you. Quote, you're stealing other companies' logos, ... It's not completely stealing the logo. It's just kind of stolen. Sounds like an opinion to me. Again, I guess I'm crazy, though. Next, defendants were talking about Tati, James, and Halo on YouTube in a video. Oh, here we go. Entitled, we finally got a name here. Why I Spoke Out Now About the James Charles, Tati Westbrook situation. This was on October 14 of 2020. And the lawsuit says that Katie, quote, said on the verge of imploding, ... And it all relates back to that history that they have, just not necessarily following the rules. Oh. I don't know how I feel about this so far. Defendants admitted in a YouTube video entitled, quote, James Charles shares what happens when rumors go viral, end quote, on or about November 29, 2019, that defendants were aware that Paulson's activities caused Playton's damage when Paulson stated that she has been, quote, guilty, end quote, of creating, quote, okay, God bless America, this is too much. I got to show you this. This is stupid. This is the thing. Why even put this in if you want people to take this damn thing seriously? All right. So the lawsuit says this. That, okay, in that video, what happens when rumors go viral, Paulson stated that she has been, quote, guilty, and then they end the quote, of creating. Let me grab the next one. I can't show you what's in the middle of this. Drama, quote, drama, and that, quote, troll accounts, end quote, create a, quote, massive ripple effect, end quote, where, quote, everyone becomes impacted, end quote, and, quote, untruths become facts, end quote. How is that Katie admitting to creating troll accounts? That's the most butchered quote I've ever seen. Let me find this video. This is one we're watching. We're going to find this quote right now, and we're going to hear it and compare it to what's in the lawsuit. Because this is too much, dude. All right. Here we go. The name of this one is James Charles shares what happens when rumors go viral. All right. Streamed 11 months ago. I wish they would. Oh, it's only 14 minutes long. All right. Well, let's try to find this. All right. So I've got the video on my screen. This is the video that is referenced in the lawsuit that I just read. So in this video, the lawsuit says that Paulson stated that she has been, quote, guilty, end quote, of creating, quote, drama, end quote, and that, quote, troll accounts, end quote, create a, quote, massive ripple effect, end quote, where everyone becomes impacted, end quote, untruths become fact, end quote. So let's see if we can find this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find it, but we're going to try.
Good morning, everyone. It's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. It is Black Friday. Are you guys shopping today? I
didn't shop.
Thanksgiving. I hope you guys, you might not know who he is. Social media, over 16 million.
Okay, so here's what I can do to find it right now. I can open the transcript. I can search the transcript for the exact words and play it for you, and it only takes a second. So this is just awesome. So let's find the word guilty. I think all of us are guilty, myself, of saying things we regret. Okay, that's not the quote. And I know I've been guilty of that, and get your subscribers in the middle of it, and it creates this massive ripple effect. I have found the quote. It's at 12:37. So let's go to 12:30. See how awesome it is. See how fast you can search for quotes on YouTube. It's freaking awesome.
To try to pin and create drama. And then
all right. Here's what the lawsuit said, and then compare that to what you hear Katie say. One more time. The lawsuit says this. On or about November 29, defendants are aware that Paulson's activities caused plaintiffs damage when Paulson stated that she has been, quote, guilty, end quote, of creating, quote, drama, end quote, and that, quote, troll accounts, end quote, create a, quote, massive ripple effect, end quote, where, quote, everyone becomes impacted, end quote, and, quote, truths become facts. Let's hear what she really said. They say that that is defamation. Literally, they say it right here. It's defamation. Let you make up your mind. Is what she said defamation?
I think he's any of these things. I think there's really truth to his words in that we have created this culture. There is a massive culture on YouTube right now where it is pinning, and there are troll accounts that are literally like...
All right. I think I just found a massive problem in the lawsuit. She just referenced somebody else's words. Let me go back before that and hear whose words she's referencing.
Think he's a narcissist, think he's any of these things. I think there's really truth to his words in that we have things now.
Okay, so she's watching a video of James Charles speak.
So really sort of just like talking about, the difficult aspects of being an online personality. Like him or hate him, think he's weird, think he's a narcissist, think he's any of these things.
So whether you like him or hate him, no matter what you think of him, got it.
I think there's really truth to his words in that we have created this culture. There is a massive culture on YouTube right now.
See, now, I don't like this because the lawsuit, the way they word it, let me read the beginning part of this paragraph again. Upon information and belief, defendants admitted in a YouTube video entitled James Charles shares blank, 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 on or about November that defendants are aware of Paulson's activities. But Paulson said all of us do. She didn't say that her activities do. Specifically, she's doing something wrong. She stated James Charles. She would be including Tati in that also. And all of us on YouTube, due to the way YouTube is, create this atmosphere. If you don't believe me, let's just hear it one more time. Just listen to it one more time. There we go.
So really sort of just like talking about, the difficult aspects of being an online personality. Like him or hate him, think he's weird, think he's a narcissist, think he's any of these things. I think there's really truth to his words in that we have created this culture. There is a massive culture on YouTube right now where it is pinning, and there are troll accounts that are literally like feeding into different YouTube creators to try to pin and create drama. And then through the fueling of these troll accounts, people start getting, and outside influences, outside the troll accounts, people begin to start putting all of the drama out on YouTube. I know I've been guilty of that. And then you get your subscribers that...
Oh, there's the part where she said that she's been guilty. They shortened all of that down to just the word guilty. Everything she just said, they put her name, shortened it down to the word guilty. The next word is drama and troll accounts. We just heard that, and now and then the next word is ripple effect in the lawsuit.
Get into the middle of it, and it creates this massive ripple effect where everyone becomes impacted. The people that you're talking about, you who are being talked about, lies, untruths become facts, and it gets to a point for many where it's like, how do you defend yourself? You can't defend yourself. It gets impossible because.
So listening to this quote, take it as if she's saying that we report, and then when troll accounts and people with a malicious intent come in and start lying and pushing around lies and things, that it all mixes together to create whatever it is she's talking about. If you read the lawsuit, though, it makes it sound like this is an admission from Katie. I don't like that. I don't like them having to take something like this and make it into what's written in the lawsuit. I find that really scary, because this lawsuit is saying, yo, when I'm going to sue you because I'm going to claim all of this is defamation and all of this sets it up for me to be harmed. But if you've got to warp the words she's saying in order to make a point, even if it's just one point of the lawsuit, it's just really unsettling. Maybe that's just one instance. Maybe that's just one, right? So let's keep going down and reading what else they claim. Again, if you're just coming in, Tati Westbrook, I get a lot of flack from the chat if I don't say it right. Tati Westbrook has filed a lawsuit against a reporter or a blogger, an investigative journalist, YouTuber of sorts, Katie Joy Paulson, today. And in the lawsuit, they're suing Katie for $5 million, claiming that specific things that she's posted on Twitter and her YouTube channel that most of us look at as just giving our opinion and giving, using free speech to talk and report on things. Tati is framing it as defamation, and I don't like this now after what we just saw. I'm going to keep giving Tati a chance, the lawsuit a chance. I'm going to read further, maybe try to find some of the other quotes that come up and compare them to what Katie really said. But Katie just won this round. I'm sorry. If I'm going to side with with either Tati or Katie based on the quotes they're pulling and hearing the quotes myself, I'm going to side with Katie on this one, and that's not good. This is really early in the lawsuit, and it's one of the most kind of cherry-picked quotes in there so far, but let's just keep moving, and we'll see if there's any more like that, or any of them that aren't like that we could attribute to Katie doing something wrong. Let's keep moving. Katie says in my chat right now, without a crystal ball, is in my chat, and Katie says, I wasn't even talking about her. I know. I just discovered that. I find that extremely worrisome, is how I'll say it. Next. So in part P of this filing, page 15 of Tati's lawsuit filed against Without a Crystal Ball, it says this. Again, because there are legal names and addresses in the lawsuit, I'm not putting it on the screen. You have to look at my ugly mug instead. Defendants were talking about Tati and James on Twitter on or about October 14 of 2020, so this is just not that long ago, when they stated as fact, not opinion, hey, that's what you said last time. How am I going to trust this one now? Okay, sorry. Quote, they're saying that this is what Katie said. This is a quote. Here we go. Last year, I reported that Tati Westbrook's husband, James Westbrook, had a history of questionable behavior in relation to an alleged fraud. A video I made on his court cases infuriated him to a point that they sent someone to my inbox to threaten me. Let's just say I wasn't wrong. How's that not an opinion, though? Again, it seems like an opinion completely. Did you send something to her inbox? Well, we know that Tati did. She sent a lot of cease and desist to Katie. Next is, defendants were talking about Tati on Twitter I read that one, sorry. No, this is a different one. Again, on October 14th, quote, but after receiving a phone call yesterday, I feel sick to my stomach. Tati Westbrook and James Charles used Katie, in their quest to take down Jeffree Star. Part R. Defendants were talking about Tati and James on Twitter on or about same day, 14th of October, when they stated as fact, quote, they needed the internet scrubbed of Tati or her husband's wrongdoings before she could put out a video about Jeffree Star. She wanted all the evidence gone so she could pin it on Jeffree. How's that not her opinion, though? Come on, man. I guess whatever. I don't know. I'm trying. I'm definitely trying here, y'all. Part W, defendants were talking about Tati and James on Twitter on October 28th, 2020. So 3 days ago? Holy shit, dude. When they stated as fact, quote, Tati Westbrook wanted to set up her audience to make them believe that she was trustworthy and likened herself to being an angel. But she was with her husband, James Westbrook, when he ripped off his family and his former friend for nearly $1 million. This time, the fraud is more than $5 million. Okay. I guess if you're going to argue in court that you didn't rip someone off, that it can't be interpreted as a ripping someone off, that would be one I might be able to say you could argue in court, but you'd have to argue, one, that you didn't rip anybody off, two, that if the public looks into what happened, they can't form the opinion that you ripped someone off, or that Katie had evidence to the contrary that you ripped somebody off. Maybe they're going to do that, but let's keep going. Defendants were talking about Tati and James on Twitter on or about October 28th when they stated as fact, not opinion, that it seems the Westbrooks' attempt to remove blogs by Without a Crystal Ball could have been done to mislead business partners and potentially hide fraudulent activity from investors. Well, when someone uses could have been done, it seems like an opinion again, though. Maybe they're trying to establish a pattern with that, so we'll keep going. On October 28th, quote, Tati Westbrook isn't scared for her life because of Jeffree Star. She and her husband are unloading their assets and trying to dodge their business responsibilities. They don't want anything in their name because they are on the hook for millions to Clark Swanson. Well, again, if I'm going to break that down, it could be a little crappy to say that, but then again, if you're being sued by Clark for millions, then you are on the hook to Clark for millions. Maybe it's the part where unloading assets they're mad about. Okay, so that one I guess makes sense. October 28th, quote, while I get that the complaint is one opinion for one partner, James Westbrook's history of fraud lends me to believe that the partner isn't lying. So I guess it's just the point that Katie is saying James Westbrook's history of fraud. I got it. Okay. Defendants were talking about Tati on Twitter, October 29th, quote, JC, Tati abused you once and used you a second time. Cut ties now. I don't see how that's not anything more than an opinion, but still, I don't know. October 29th again, this right here, Tati lying for 1 minute. And upon information and belief, defendants were talking about Tati on 29th and said, quote, I dared fact check Tati's assertion that her husband is a great businessman. Oh, I see. They put in all caps the word fact on this one. Look, here it is. So what they're saying here is that because she used the word fact, I guess, I dared fact check Tati's assertion that her husband is a great businessman. Okay, so I see what's happening. They're trying to set up a pattern that by Katie holding the opinion that Tati's husband isn't a good businessman and continually pushing that out, that she's damaged his business. Now I'm starting to get a piece of the puzzle here. All right, let's keep moving. So I understand Tati's claim a little bit there. So on July 2nd, they say that defendants have continued unabated their relentless attack upon plaintiffs with false statements and or statements portraying plaintiffs in a false light. And I guess they continue to give some points here. So let's take a look. Upon information and belief, October 20th, plaintiff's business partner filed a lawsuit in the LA Superior Court entitled Swanson et al. Versus Halo Beauty. In response to the filing of the lawsuit, defendants have devoted numerous hours of content on YouTube and numerous Twitter posts. Defendants even posted on Twitter on or about October 28th, 2020, that they were, quote, tipped off about the suit by a source who, quote, asked us to break the story. On or about October 28th of 2020, defendants uploaded a video onto YouTube entitled, I Was Right About Everything. A huge story coming on Tati Westbrook. End quote. I said in said video, upon information and belief, defendant made the following false statement and or statements portraying plaintiffs in a false light, including but not limited to. Okay, so here we go. This video, I was right about everything, and if we want to pull quotes from it or we want to hear it ourselves, I'll pull it up, but let's see what it is first. A, quote, I now get why James and Tati have been wanting my stuff off the internet. They did not want their business partner to see what he was involved in. They did not want any of those fraudulent cases that James was involved in to become public. They did not want it searchable, okay? They claimed that defamed them. B, quote, you don't want to be affiliated with this at all. These are not good people. C, that Tati and James, quote, scrub everything so that they can protect things from investors, end quote. D, that Tati and James were broke. We need to see this video. I got to see this video. This is a part of the lawsuit that really bothered me when I read it before the stream, and I'll show you why right now quickly, and then I'm going to actually go and play what Katie said so that we can make up our mind ourselves. But when you look at the lawsuit, it looks like this, right? They were broke when they launched Halo. They had no credit when they launched Halo. They had no money when they launched Halo. They had no bank accounts when they launched Halo. So basically, defaming somebody, Katie would either have to have good reason to believe what she said, even if it's false, or she could be defaming them if she said false things, you know, for essentially no reason. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, and we're going to hear the quote ourselves, and it won't take me a second to find it because I can search the transcript like I did last time. All right, I'm having trouble finding this one. Give me a second. Clark wrote that in the lawsuit. It says without a crystal ball. I'm looking for the video titled, I Was Right About Everything, a huge story coming on Tati, which was on the 28th. All right. I don't even see it. Yeah, I don't see it. All right. Well, let's keep on moving, and I'll try to figure out, you know, if that video was taken down, if the title was changed, something at a different time. So they list a couple more things that they claim is defamation from that video. James liquidated all the cash in Halo's bank accounts, paid it out to members without the knowledge of the partners, rendering Halo worthless, and that James liquidated his mom's house to the point where it was zero. He had put in so many reverse mortgages that the house had no equity. There's not a shred of truth to any of the claims defendants state as fact. Moreover, defendants portray James in a false light, as they know his statement was untrue at the time it was made. Generally, one must be 62 years of age to obtain a reverse mortgage. So here's my issue with the reverse mortgage statement. I understand that what Katie was trying to say there, though. I'm not saying that I understand all the claims she made. I don't know where they came from. I don't know why she said them. I don't know if they're true or not. We don't know unless we're them or whatever. But the thing is, I understand that a reverse mortgage is something you can get when you turn 62, where you can get money for your mortgage until you like pass away or something, which I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. But I don't think she meant to say reverse mortgage there. I think it was a misquote. That's how I was taking it earlier. Though, who knows? Who knows? Why does my membership keep canceling, says Spurgy. I think you have to set it to auto-renew. Maybe, but I can look into it for you. If you want to message one of my mods and we can try to help you out, we'll definitely try to help you. We're going to move into complaint number 18 or part 18, where they go on to more of the video side of this lawsuit. Again, the lawsuit is from Tati Westbrook, 10 million subscribers, against, without a crystal ball, 140,000 subscribers. Kind of is one of those things where many people are worried about it as YouTube creators because it seems to push against free speech for the aspect of trying to sue somebody due to their content. Though other people do claim that that's because it was defamation. Really, that's why we're looking into it. So let's pull it up. Katie should run away from the lawsuit like Kyle. Okay, we got a troll. Goodbye, Mr. Troll. And if the trolls are going to come out and play, I've got a method to deal with that. So, because we're going to be going offline in about 15, 20 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and turn on member-only mode until the end of the stream. And let's get this finished. Here we go. This is page 19 of 34, complaint 18. As it states in the lawsuit, for the sole purpose of defaming is how it starts, or portraying James in a false light, and it continues on to say this. Moreover, the lawsuit does not state the funds were paid without Mr. Swanson's knowledge. The lawsuit says that he objected to it. Such quarterly withdrawals of funds did not render Halo worthless, nor does the Swanson complaint make such a claim. But it could be her opinion, I suppose. Maybe not. Okay. Defendants uploaded a video onto YouTube entitled Tati Westbrook's Legal Issues, going over the full complaint. In said video, upon information and belief, defendants made the following false and or misleading statements portraying plaintiff in a false light, included but not limited to these. Stating that Tati and James listed their house for sale because they wanted to get rid of their assets if they lose Swanson lawsuit so that people cannot get access to their money, and B, stating that James, quote, liquidated all of his assets from Halo Beauty. 36. Upon information and belief, defendant recklessly made these false statements without any supporting information. To begin with, it is mathematically impossible to liquidate all of his assets if James is being sued as a 33% owner of Halo in the Swanson case. In addition, Tati and James moved to the state of Washington in 2018 and became permanent residents therein in 2019. A fact known by defendants as Paulson has made mention of Tati's move to Washington in certain of her videos. Despite having such knowledge, defendant instead claimed that Tati and James were selling a house that they no longer lived in for nefarious reasons. 37. Defendant's defamatory statements and videos have caused damage to Tati Westbrook, James Westbrook, and Halo Beauty, according to the lawsuit. And 38, upon information, defendants initiated these numerous salacious and defamatory attacks on plaintiff to maliciously damage, disparage, criticize, or otherwise adversely affect the plaintiff. 39, upon information and belief, defendants expressly seek to destroy plaintiff's relationship with their business relations, customers, and followers. In fact, in one video, defendant claims that they privately reached out to individuals with whom plaintiffs maintain business relationships, repeated their defamatory claims to them, and told them to, quote, cut ties with the plaintiffs. Number 40. Defendants seek to impede and undermine Halo and the commercialization of its vitamin supplement brand. Are you really going to have vitamins that you sell for beauty and go around suing people who talk about the vitamins in a bad way? A lot of people hold negative opinions about people taking vitamins in general and state that you should get your vitamins from food, not from supplements. But I get that a lot of people believe supplements are good. So either way, though, like, isn't that a massive hill to climb? It's like, oh, man, dude, this is really bad. Katie is right about that part of it. Now, I don't know. Some of these things that Katie said, it really depends on where she got the information. For someone to lie, they have to know that they're telling you something that's not true. So, I mean, even if somebody the judge is going to have a really hard time with this one, I think. That's if it even goes through, because when it comes to free speech and reporting things, unless you have to go in and prove it. You can't just, claim that it was a malicious statement. You have to prove that it was a malicious statement. So, anyway, I guess what they're trying to say is that the amount of content equates to malicious interference or something. I'm using the wrong word. Next, and we're almost halfway through the lawsuit now, and I'm going to try to rapid fire through the later part of it because I want to know what my members have to say and what they think about the whole thing, and then I want to give you my final opinion. Though I'm going to be uploading more content about this as it develops and when we can find out more information. So I think it's important to YouTube. I think it is. Anyway, plaintiffs have built their highly valuable customer base, reputation, and goodwill over several years. The harm that defendants are inflicting upon the plaintiff and continue to inflict if not enjoined cannot be calculated at this time, but it's believed to exceed $5 million. How does Katie Joy Paulson do $5 million in damage? Are you saying that her 140,000 subs must be also subs of yours? So when she says these things and rumors get started or something, it affects your subs, and because it affected so many of your subs, it's almost like they're trying to blame all of Tati's downfall on one creator. But the point is, the reason why all these creators look at Tati the way they do is because of her James Charles video and her really bad apology. That apology was horrible, and it got like 40 million views. That's just my opinion. Don't take me to court and sue me because I think the apology was horrible. Please, God, don't sue me because I think that the apology was horrible. Though, if you want my my $100 in the bank, I guess you could try to sue me for it. I'm just playing. I'm just being stupid, okay? It's a joke. It's a joke. Chill. All right. Then they go on to say that defendant willfully disparaged, malicious, and defamatory conduct as set forth herein has inflicted and will continue to inflict irreparable harm upon the plaintiff, including harm to their reputation, substantial impairment to their customer relationship and goodwill, and impairment to the relationship with current and potential business partners, which cannot be remedied by money damages alone. I don't know about the business partner side of things, so I can't really make an opinion there, but I want to know what you think about that when I go to the chat. 45. No price tag can be placed upon the harm caused by threatened destruction of plaintiff's reputation as a result of the defendant disparaging and defamatory statements made to the general public, which includes plaintiff's customers, followers, and business relations. I wonder if Katie is allowed to play Tati Westbrook's video in court. Would she be allowed to? Would Katie be allowed to call Tati Westbrook's video as an exhibit? Like, Your Honor, do you mind listening to Tati call James Charles a sexual harasser? I guess would be how I'd say it. Because she accused him of straight up doing that in her video. Supposedly because, what is his name? Jeffree Star told her. You get me? How do you go and sue somebody else? Like, shouldn't Jeffree Star, I'm sorry, shouldn't James Charles be suing Tati if Tati's going to sue without a crystal ball? So, here's how it would work. Tati will sue without a crystal ball and take her money, and then James Charles will sue Tati and take all of her money and then all of Katie's money, and then James can give Katie back the money. Okay, anyway. If you didn't know, James got a hold of Katie and was talking to Katie. Oh my God, that's a rumor, okay? I'm not stating that as a fact. Do not sue me, James Charles. Oh God. 47. The existence of irreparable harm is beyond doubt. Beyond doubt. Without an injunction, defendant's aggressive campaign of disparagement and interference with plaintiff's prospective economic advantage and business relationships will continue. Katie, this is the kind of lawsuit you should file at a couple people. I know, like, I got like 3 people that if you just take this exact document and just change out the names, you can go file it right now and get rich. People that talk about you. Anyone should be suing anybody. That's what should happen. Okay, again, I'll shut up. 48. On October 2020, despite plaintiff Tati remaining offline for a few months, defendants have continued their malicious, aggressive campaign of disparagement and defamation. In all relevant times described herein, defendants in doing the acts alleged in the complaint acted in concert and conspired with, aided, and abetted each other. Who is each other? You just named Katie. You didn't name anyone else. What are you talking about? Katie conspired with her company without a crystal ball? I thought Katie was without a crystal ball. Man, I'm stupid. Jeremy, thanks for joining, buddy. Good to see you. The agent, partner, co-conspirator, co-venturer, joint venture, representative, or employee of the other defendants and acted within the scope and purpose of that agency, partnership, joint venture, or employment, such as the act and conduct of each defendant was known to, authorized by, and ratified by the other defendants. Plaintiffs are further informed and believe that each of the defendants named herein engaged in wrongful conduct that is a proximate cause of plaintiff's damage, and therefore responsible in some manner for the damages sustained to the plaintiffs. That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever read. And then it goes into about the last third of the lawsuit. Third. It talks about defamation. First cause of action, defamation. Hereby incorporate any, by reference, each and every allegation contained in the preceding paragraphs 1 through 49 of the complaint as though fully set forth herein. I mean, what about that one paragraph where I went and listened to what Katie said and you completely misrepresented it, though? And I wonder how many of those other paragraphs, if I go listen to them, if they're going to be misrepresented or if they're actually going to be what you say they are. I mean, I just checked that one. Anyway, I'm just asking a question. I'm just saying. Defendants published to third parties and or caused others to publish third parties through articles, tweets, Instagram posts, and postings on other internet platforms. Numerous written, false, non-privileged statements of fact regarding plaintiffs that were degrading, damaging, disparaging, and defamatory and made for the purpose of causing plaintiffs financial harm and emotional distress. Defendants have also made numerous oral, false, unprivileged statements of fact about plaintiff, which were published to third parties. Degrading, damaging, disparaging, defamatory were made for the purpose of causing plaintiffs financial harm and emotional distress, and these false and defamatory statements made by defendants, as stated above, were posted to YouTube, Twitter, Pathos, Instagram, other global media platforms, which are in the public domain and were therefore published to individuals of the general public, including plaintiff Tati's followers on social media and plaintiff Halo's customers and potential customers, negatively impacting their business and potential business relationship. So then Tati literally is admitting that she's lost $5 million, at least. She said she's at least lost $5 million since that whole James Charles came back and made his video. But she's not saying that the damage happened because of James showing the receipts. Tati's saying the damage happened because other YouTubers, mostly without a crystal ball, reported on the things that were going on, got it wrong, and purposely lied so that it made their business fall apart. You know, remember when Katie said that the Halo business had fallen apart? And they were saying that that was some kind of, like, negative claim or bad, claim against them. They said that Katie saying that was defamation. I mean, you're kind of admitting that the business has at least lost $5 million. Wonder how much was the business worth more than $5 million? And if so, can I come work for you? Because you're rich. You want to hire me? I'm pretty good at doing YouTube videos. Okay, let's keep going. Upon information and belief, these false and defamatory statements made by defendants as stated above were posted. I read that anyway. And third parties responsibly understood defendants' false statements were about plaintiffs Tati, James, and Halo, respectively, as plaintiffs were each mentioned by name numerous times throughout the various mediums the defendant chose to publish the defamatory statements, says the lawsuit. All right. Then it moves into Complaint 22. Jess says, so they are saying that KJP reporting on their lawsuit, that is, made others report on it too, so KJP is to blame for the others' actions. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to figure this out too. Without a Crystal Ball comes in with the banger of a $9.99 dono. Thank you. And she's being sued for $5 million by her business partner for allegedly setting up a company outside of the business contract. That's what Clark alleged. Oh, well, I was just talking about they're also suing you for $5 million. So, they're saying your defamation caused her business $5 million if she's suing you for $5 million, is my point. But it's weird that Tati is being sued for $5 million by her business partner, and then Tati decides to sue you for $5 million. It's just really weird, isn't it? But no, I get it, Katie. I get it. By the way, Katie, if you can talk about this publicly and you want to come on my show this week and talk about this a little bit, you got to just let me know. I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying let me know if you want to. Now, there is about another 2/3 of the lawsuit. There's about another 2/3 of it. We are 1/3 of it. We are 2/3 through it. I misspoke. I'm not going to read that part to you right now. basically, there are several videos on Katie's channel that we just read that Tati Westbrook is claiming caused her defamation, and a good number of those videos were quoted from in the last week. So, I think one of the best things I can do is click through just a couple of Katie's videos about Tati just to kind of get an idea of what she said in those videos so that I can ask myself, and you can ask yourself, whether or not we think there was some type of wrong reporting there. Because I've already clicked through some of these videos, and I have to say it, they sound like everybody else's YouTube videos. And I got to say to myself, is Tati just mad because Katie's being, like, successful right now? And she's, like, saying, well, the other YouTubers that aren't successful aren't going to be sued. There are also creators out there that are reporting the exact same thing Katie's reporting. And I don't think some of them probably are copying Katie's reporting or using Katie as a source, but I do think that some others are not. So I just see all of that as interesting and part of the story. But so that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to go into just a couple of Katie's videos, just watch a couple seconds throughout, skip through a couple parts, see how we take it. Then I'm going to go to the live chat and hear what you have to say. Again, this is a pretty big YouTube lawsuit, and there's so many parts to it, so many things to say on it. I'm going to try to do an upload where I fully kind of break it down so that people can get caught up without having to watch a long live stream like this. But I find it important that somebody reporting this kind of stuff can be sued like this. The outcome of it's going to be very interesting, and a lot of creators are going to be, I think, if this goes through and this lawsuit succeeds, I think a lot of creators are going to take a look at their content and say, what the hell do I do now? Because, I mean, yeah, if you report something incorrectly or if you're reporting something that's not true, I know that Katie and I will go straight to our channel and correct it. But a lot, it's just a really dangerous precedent to set in a country that has free speech and freedom of the press where public figures are allowed to be discussed like this. Anyway, that's both sides of the take. Let's see what Katie said, though, in a couple of these videos, and then I'm going to see what you got to say in the chat. Then I'm heading to the after show on the YouTube channel Rock a Lot. The after show will be held on YouTube at the YouTube channel Rock a Lot on the screen right now.
Before we get started, I want to ask that you do me a favor for this video. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end. It's going to have a ton of information, and it's all going to be about what is going on with Tati Westbrook, because what came out of California yesterday is going to shatter all of what you knew about the Bi Sister video.
So good.
Okay, before we get started, do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. Also subscribe down here if you have not yet subscribed, as well as turn notifications on so you know.
Must give the video a thumbs up. I was told to... Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop doing the robot joke.
When I go live. Okay, last week I did a video
that
has a little hit.
Whenever a creator tells me to give him a thumbs up, I'm all like, okay, I will give you a thumbs up.
And with that
Rachel looks at me and she's like, will you stop being silly all the time?
deal, they promised.
And then I'm like, okay, I'll stop being silly all the time.
That Tati Beauty would be launched under Halo Beauty, but they didn't honor that agreement. Now, this is what I find interesting, is that they kind of go into like the jurisdiction and the parties, which great, but it explains who Clark Swanson is, and he is effectively, he's the founder and executive officer and director of Black.
All I hear is Katie breaking down what she read and giving her opinion. How do you get sued for that? Let me skip ahead. Let's see if there's something here if we skip ahead, okay? I want to see what this is.
Millions of views. She was sold as the celebrity that would promote the product, but that she really didn't have a lot of business experience. And then in terms of how they describe James Westbrook, this is actually what they say. Plaintiff is informed and believes that Huron alleges that Mr. Westbrook has been sued before and is currently being sued in Los Angeles Superior Court for the failure to repay a six-figure loan. See Hawks versus Westbrook. Now, if you know, this was one of the things that they wanted me to take off of YouTube. I had exposed this lawsuit, and they actually admitted in their filing to the court that they found out about the lawsuit.
Oh, God. I can kind of feel a little bit of a... I got something happening here in my brain matter. I got a little tingle going on, and you know that when I start to get that way, I think they would have been furious at Katie making this video after they'd asked her to take some stuff down. So they tell Katie to take some stuff down. Katie's like, shh, you just try, and she comes out and tells everybody what happened and goes even deeper. So it's almost like they might have felt challenged, I think.
Through my video and my blog. They also say that they also reference that shady deal with James Westbrook and his sisters with his mother's estate. And they say Mr. Westbrook was ordered to pay his sister.
This is exciting, Katie. This is exciting. We love you too, Katie, but this is exciting. Oh my goodness. This whole story.
Sister's legal fees after she was forced to go.
My God, your content is exciting.
To court to stop him from trying.
Now I know why so many people watch this shit. This is crazy.
Trying to sell his late mother's home and abscond with the profits. They reference the lawsuit in Hawaii, and they say that online sources have reported that.
How do you get sued? How do you get sued for pulling the lawsuit, reading parts of the lawsuit, and then giving your opinion on it? Though, come on. Dude, I'm trying. I want to understand both sides. It just seems so hard to think that what we're watching in these videos, Katie breaking down this lawsuit, telling the parts of it that she finds very relevant, and then breaking it down further. How does that result in a lawsuit, though? Like, this is what we are allowed to do by our Constitution.
He has been convicted of drug crimes. What I had uncovered.
The lawsuit was so fascinating to me, says without it. Well, you found a banger of a story here, but I don't know what I would expect would be like Tati and I think his name's James, is to ask themselves, how would you expect her to do it differently? Like, how would you expect Katie to report on the lawsuit differently than she did? Because I'm hearing Katie let people know that she feels a certain way and that she is referencing physical facts, physical things, the lawsuit and what the lawsuit states as what is driving her to say what she's saying and drawing her opinion. And she's asking the question on the screen, is he a con? Is he a con artist? Because the lawsuit alleged it. So she's carrying forward what the lawsuit is alleging and taking what she's experienced or read or found. I don't see how yet, that is, this could be suable or actionable, though, But then again, let's keep going for a minute.
Clearly has become a part of this lawsuit, which could be reasons why the Westbrooks wanted to take this.
No, negative. I just shushed you because I wasn't going to pull up that lawsuit to figure out this lawsuit. I'd love to go through that lawsuit, especially after hearing Katie describe it, because it's damn exciting sounding. But no. I mean, my whole point was just when I'm trying to get stream prep done, I have to be laser focused on certain points, because if I spread out, then I'm not going to be prepared for the stream.
Stuff off of my channel because they maybe didn't want their people to know about it and maybe wanted it offline in the event that something happened. But the problem is that these are public records, and so anyone can find them. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting.
Oh God, if it cannot get more interesting than this. This is too much, man.
So after some discussion, they decide to form a business. So they say that in the fall of 2016, Mr. Swanson and his friend James and his then girlfriend, who was Tati Crevens, but now she's Miss Westbrook, decided to develop a nutraceuticals product that would provide beauty benefits to its takers.
How though? How is Tati a chemist? Is she a biochemist? She could be. Can anyone let me know? Does Tati have like a degree in biochemistry or something? Did she hire biochemists to make the product? I just am asking questions. I am an inquisitive person. I just want to know.
She said that she would market this on her YouTube channel, and they decide to make a business called...
Why does Tati look so different in these videos? Are these old videos? She looks so different. I'm not being mean. I think she's pretty. Tati's very pretty. I'm not, you know... Oh, negative was messing with me. He didn't think I'd read it out loud. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to embarrass you or anything, bro. I love you. It's all good. Without a Crystal Ball says no. Well, maybe she planned on high. Here's the thing. There's another part of the lawsuit where they're angry because Katie says that Tati is a snake oil saleswoman, okay? Now, they say that that's defaming Tati by Katie saying that, and I hate to say it, but if you're on the internet and you're selling vitamins, unless you have, I don't know, like a degree in chemistry and you found some new incredible formula, you know, like nobody's going to trust that. I think people are just immediately going to assume that you're selling some damn vitamin-ass snake oil. You get me? And, you know, thinking about it, now that I realize that the whole James Charles thing and the Tati Westbrook deal with James Charles was around beauty vitamins, you see what I'm saying? I don't want to say it, though. I'm scared. I'm scared to say anything right now. I mean, these two, very celebrity-esque looking people, they're rich. I'm not. And I can't stand, I wouldn't be able to stand up to a lawsuit from them. I'd fold like a damn, I'd fold like one of those chairs at a bingo hall. You know what I'm saying?
Inside Out Beauty Labs, and they filed for the trademark of the Beauty Booster in 2017.
A beauty booster? You're telling me you can eat little pills to make you pretty? Is that what you're telling me, Tati? I'm not saying that's what you're telling me. Don't sue me, please, God. Oh, man. Okay, so this is interesting. Damn. I love stories like this. I used to debunk stories where people were selling snake oil called MMS. I've debunked those types of stories. I've debunked so many snake oil salesmen on the internet. Now, I would never say that Tati is a snake oil salesman. Now, Katie will, but Katie's much braver than I am, and it's probably why she's got all those subs and why I don't. But, you know, I've only got 36,000 subs on my main channel. I don't have nothing compared to Katie, so...
And at the time, Mr. Swanson was a 50% business owner. They say that...
Oh, my God. I feel like he's going to assault me with those brushes. Like, come here, UNIRock. I'm going to paint your face. Oh, yeah. I'm going to get you. This dude. I'm not insulting you, Mr. Westbrook. I'm not putting you down. I just feel like if I met you in a back alley and you had those brushes in your hand, I'd be terrified. I'd walk out the other side, be all looking like a clown or something, you know?
Mr. Swanson's...
It'd be a back alley clown makeup assault, you know?
Specific education and training with...
You know what I'm saying, Dan. Don't even get mad at me. You know what I'm saying, chat. You know what I'm saying. Like, okay. Do not sue me, Mr. Westbrook, but you look shady as hell, okay? If I was going to watch an anime cartoon, now, and I honestly could see this shit. Dude, I could see this in an anime. Like, if you make anime cartoons, please listen, because I've got $1 million idea. You take a dude, a cartoon character that looks exactly like Tati's husband, and his, like, superpower is going to be these makeup brushes, and he runs around in, like, Gotham City, and he doesn't beat anybody up or anything. He just gives them really bad makeup. You know what I'm saying? He, like, just whacks out their makeup, and they're just horrified afterwards. Like, they come walking out of the alley like, what happened? Oh, my God. This is what the anime character would look like that I just described. Really thin mustache, kind of a pointy nose, you know what I'm saying? Now, I think that Mr. Westbrook is a handsome person. In no way am I disparaging his looks. I just think he looks like an anime character that would want to assault me with makeup brushes. That's my point, and I'm sorry. By the way, that was an opinion, Busy. Mark it as an opinion, please. Okay, thank you.
Working with biotech and with vitamins. He was sort of the brains behind all of this. They had really bad credit, so they relied on Mr. Swanson for everything. So it says the Westbrooks did not have any commercial credit.
He even talks. Even the way he talks, it makes me scared for my. He's gonna make me up at any moment. Is how I'm feeling sitting here right now. Like James could make me up at any moment. Like a drive-by making upping.
Relationships. So Mr. Swanson used his banking relationships. They say that the Westbrooks' poor credit history, including...
And his wife knows it. His wife knows what he does, and she hides it from people. Tati's been hiding this fact about her husband for years.
Bankruptcies meant...
Now, Tati, that was my free speech. I'm allowed to make that was comedy. It was really bad comedy, but you can't sue somebody for making bad jokes like that. Those jokes were really bad, but it was still a joke.
That Inside Out Beauty had to rely on Mr.
I am going to shut up now. I'm not talking for the rest of this live stream.
Swanson's personal credit to secure lending and e-commerce facilities. Mr. Swanson even had to use his personal credit to lease Mr. Westbrook a Maserati Grand Turismo worth
Okay. This video, Tati Westbrook sued for defrauding millions from business partner and motivation for bias sister exposed. Yes, was in the lawsuit. How can this be defamation? How can this be defamation? Okay, it's time for me to give you my initial opinion. It will have nothing to do with anime characters, and I promise. My initial end opinion, okay? So let's get that out of the way. And then after this, I'm going to the YouTube channel Rock a Lot for the after show. It's where I sit around and talk to my squad fam. If they want to jump in the gaming room, we sit and talk. I might play a video game. I don't know. I might even go over some more of the different topics from tonight. I know I got some videos to show you on the Rock a Lot. We got some different news stories to talk about before I do anything, and before I start chilling. So if you like my normal content, head to the Rock a Lot after this. But as for right now, let me break down how I feel about finding out that Tati Westbrook, 10 million subs, is suing a reporter, Katie Joy Paulson, for reporting on her husband's lawsuits in California court. Oh, you do? You agree with me? You rarely do. They were talking about this one on page 18, Jess. Yeah, I remember. Busy. You agree with me, though? You get what I'm saying about the anime? Okay. Just as long as you agree with me, bro. All right. There it is. Okay. I have to be honest. As it sits right now, I really feel like this is frivolous as all get out. I think that the background, the things happening in the background, I just learned about Tati and James Westbrook being sued by a former business partner for $5 million. And now today, they're suing Without a Crystal Ball, the YouTube channel, for $5 million. And then all these other things. I think it's all coming to a head. And I do, from just this video I watched, Katie breaking this down, and some of the other clips I've seen from Katie, I don't see the defamation they're talking about. And it's so hard to reconcile because you guys know I just came off of a story where a YouTuber named Leafy was banned for several videos that he did targeting a live streamer named Pokimane, and I covered it. And that story is really tragic because I feel that Leafy did not do anything wrong to get banned, and that YouTube's new guidelines are exceptionally strict. But then after I reported on Leafy being banned, I was talking about the targeted harassment campaign against Katie from a group of people, and I was talking about another famous harasser that gets away with all of his targeted harassment on YouTube. And you say to yourself, how is it that a one person can be sued for defamation, one person can lose their channel, but over on YouTube there are such blatant terms of service violations happening daily from people with subscribers, 10, 15,000 subscribers. Some people 35,000. We looked at a terms of service violation from a YouTuber with 35,000, 40,000 subscribers last night on Rock-A-Lot. And you say to yourself, if these guys get away with all of this, how is it that Tati, is it just a money thing? If you got money, you can just sue whoever you want. If you have a lot of subscribers, you might lose your channel if you make any joke anyone doesn't like. I don't understand it. And yes, Mr. Westbrook, I was just being funny. It was the way you were shaking those makeup brushes at me. It had nothing to do with your looks. I just don't know what to say other than pending further clips, pending further examples of what could be defamation. I have to side against this lawsuit and at least hold the opinion myself, while respecting anyone's opinion who thinks it's not frivolous. I do hold the opinion that it is a frivolous lawsuit. But I'm going to keep following the story. I'm going to try to upload a video that explains it in 10 minutes or less. That way, people who can't watch a live stream might get a catch up on some of the things that we've discovered or some of the thoughts that I've had, and maybe hear me describe some of the lawsuit to them too, so that they can make up their mind. And I'll do what I can to be able to report on this, because there are certain events that happen on the platform that will be used as citations and callbacks for future lawsuits. And if you could imagine, somebody could sue a reporter, somebody reporting on certain things, and get away with fashioning their reporting to be defamatory instead of going in and showing that what is there and how it is defamatory. Not saying that Tati Westbrook's lawsuit is that, but if that's possible, I hate to say it, it's a dangerous, dangerous precedent to set for YouTube, and it's scary in the least, because people have to have free speech on these platforms. But still, again, just to make sure everyone understands, I do agree that you should be able to sue somebody on the platform if they violate your rights or if they do damage your business's reputation. And I also believe that people should be able to give their opinion without having to worry about people harassing them, and also give their opinion and have some protection against people out there that do take those extreme responses. What do you feel about this? What do you think? Do you think the lawsuit's frivolous? Do you think the lawsuit's not? Do you think that Katie needs to pay Tati? Is member only on? I'm going to turn off member only chat right now for anybody watching that wants to give their opinion, and we'll see how you feel. And I hope you do type your opinion, and don't be scared to do it. All I ever ask from people who watch my show is if they want to type in my live chat and they want me to react to what they say, try to just be the slightest bit respectful, and I'll give you that same respect back, you know. Turning off member only chat now, opening up the live chat, because for the next couple minutes, you're going to tell me how you feel about this lawsuit, and then we're going to the after show on the YouTube channel Rock-A-Lot. You can search it in the YouTube search. if I can get one of my mods to drop the link to the Rock-A-Lot YouTube channel so that you can subscribe and turn on notifications. That way you can come to the after show. We'll be talking about this. We'll be talking about other things. Let's see what you guys got. I'm going to grab the chat right now. Old man Dan, sounds to me like Tati is lashing out at Katie to cover up her own failures. Thank you for your opinion, my friend. Thank you. I appreciate it. And the support. Hey, Dan, I wanted to let you know we are going to be playing Star Wars Squadrons this weekend, also on Rock-A-Lot, just to give you an update. Hope to see you there. All right, let's see what we got here. Let's see what you guys got for me before we roll out of here. And welcome back to UNIRock 2 for our live shows. Hopefully, if you want to join the channel, only if you want to, it supports our show. And we do our written or prepared live streams here on UNIRock 2 and our uploaded content here, from looking at police impersonators, reacting to videos, Karens and public freakouts, over to documentaries on anything happening on the platform, updates on censorship and other things, and talking about our world, strange videos. All of that's on UNIRock 2. Rock-A-Lot is more for gaming content, the after show, and gaming live streams, just to keep you updated. So this doesn't seem like the lawsuit has any merit. I don't see anything Katie can be sued for, and Busy is the best from Busy's GF. Amber says public records are public. You don't see any mainstream media getting sued for reporting actual factual court documents that are released publicly. True crime channels constantly report the same, says Amber. Thank you for your opinion, Amber. Angelique, anything you're liking to find has already been deleted off KJ's channel. That's why you couldn't find that one video. I'm sure I'll get attacked for this, but it's true. Well, you're not going to get attacked for saying that here. Not from me. You might get people that disagree with you or say something back to you in my chat, but I don't think that's true. I think Katie deletes things off her channel if she has to. I'll tell you what. I'll ask Katie myself why I couldn't find that one video, whether it's a changed title or it's deleted. And if it's deleted, I'll ask her why. I think people should delete things off their channel for many reasons. One reason could be that you misreported something or that you got something wrong and that you're updating it and you're going to replace that video with another video. It's my take that if I have to delete a video, which I only do in extremely rare circumstances, that I would replace it with an edit or replace it with an update, and that I don't want people finding that when they go in looking for a certain subject or topic, that I want them to find the thing that I've updated. Though I agree with you. I think there are many YouTube creators. We talked about a creator last night who likes to break TOS and insult people for their sexuality and say disgusting things about people just so that he can hide and private those videos and act like they never happened later. I'm with you. I've just never seen Katie do it because anytime I've ever seen Katie delete a video, I could go to Twitter or I could look on her community tab and she typically tells everybody or in her next upload what happened. So I don't know what to think about your claim, though I'll look into it for you and I'll ask her myself what happened. Maybe she'll tell us in the live chat as I'm scrolling down. Who knows? If you do have an issue, though, Angelique, you're more than welcome to come here and say it in my live chat. As long as you say it in a nice, respectful kind of way, you're not going to get attacked or anything. You might get kicked if you're disrespectful, though, and I'm very upfront and clear about that. So, yeah, there it is. Riley says, I believe this goes back a long time ago, not just recently. I saw it coming. Thank you, Riley. Cautious says, just curious if she now believes James Charles was actually looking out for her in DMs in June. Katie, I think she said that. I don't want to speak for Katie, but I heard that Katie talked to James. I'm not sure. I'm not making a claim. I literally just told you I'd heard it. So I don't know. Look, my opinion on James, I have no reason to think that James is anything more than a YouTube personality that blew up and does his best to deal with it personally. I don't know a lot about James Charles, though. I only know what I publicly see. I've seen a lot of criticism against James Charles, but I've never seen anything really big to, you know, have a reason to hold a negative opinion of James. So, you know, I try to put myself in someone's shoes when I look at a story that involves them on the internet. So if I'm looking at James, I put myself in James' shoes and try to ask, what would I do if I was James and this was happening to me? And I also do that with Tati and Katie. So I'm trying to look at it from every perspective and just form a good opinion on it, because we don't know what's going to happen. You know, I would have never thought that Katie would get sued by a creator that had 10 million subs, because creators with 10 million subs just don't sue other creators that are smaller. It just doesn't really happen. So yeah, thank you though. Cautious. Shell says, Shell Belly, I think the issue isn't that the record she went over, when she spoke about them, she spoke to them as if they were factual, in my opinion, and I appreciate your opinion. If I hear clips where she does that, I'll hold your opinion also. I've went in and looked, though, and I'm hard to find places where Katie is speaking about as if it's factual. The whole time Katie's talking about these subjects, I don't know if, like, there's something wrong with my brain or something, but when Katie is holding up or up on her screen, like we just saw when she shows a court record and she's reading it and then telling you what she thinks about it, I haven't seen her go out of her way to speak or claim as if certain parts are factual or not. I think that it's assuming to go in, unless you hear her literally tell you, oh no, it's 100% factual, he's a con man. Now, the problem is, though, you also have to look and see if, like, before she started talking at the beginning, if she told you that was her opinion was about to come, then she's saying it's factual to her opinion. You got to count all these things in, just as if you were up on the screen doing it. I find that a lot of people then become hateful towards a YouTuber very quickly without ever putting themselves in a YouTuber's shoes because they think that we're some kind of celebrities or something. And I was talking to Katie when she had, what, 50,000 subs or something? And look, now she's got 140. It wouldn't even shock me for her to have 1 million soon. You know, it's just YouTube and subscribers and social media goes and comes like the wind, right? Like, there was a time when I was getting so many views on YouTube, getting 1,000, 2,000 subs a day, and it's just, it comes and goes like the wind, you know? It's like, we're just normal people up here trying to share an opinion or share our channel with the viewers that like it, you know? My advice would be, if you don't like somebody on the internet, just ignore them, you know? That's what I always say. But I'm kind of crazy. Hi Guy says, I feel that my texts are now going to have to cost you in perpetuities. Seriously, though, where's the animatronic dog? Okay, Angelique, when they say that she presented things as fact, it's because she did. What's in the lawsuit by Swanson is alleged. KJ said I was right about everything. Yeah, but she was reading from the lawsuit. So I don't understand what you mean. So if I was to read from a lawsuit, let's say I tell you a week ago there's going to be this lawsuit and all this craziness and that, you know, whatever it is, and then something like that happens. I mean, I think what you guys are doing is really holding. I mean, if you want to do this for me, Angelique, give me a timestamp for a video. Let me process what you're saying. Give me a timestamp for a video and I'll play it and I'll tell you what I think. And I might agree with you. Hook me up. Kathy says, I haven't seen Katie delete anything. I've only seen Katie delete things that she tells people she's deleted, honestly. I mean, seriously, that's all I've ever seen. I haven't seen her delete anything in a shady fashion. I think that's what some people are saying. But if she did, let me know what it was. I'll ask her about it. I have no problem to. Oh. Kitty says, hashtag no gel for KJP. That's funny. That's funny, Kitty. Katie says, I tell subs all the time I remove live streams. Oh, I remove some live streams too. I remove live streams that are not written, right? And YouTube tells us to, because live streams aren't going to get views on the playback if you haven't written it and you don't flow it. Like, if you're just sitting there talking and you got big gaps in it, you might as well hide that on your channel because you're just killing your channel leaving it up. Yeah, definitely. Let's see here. Well, Jack, it might be fun, but you're getting banned because of your username. Sorry, dude. Jess says, KJP, is it your channel that you have every right to delete anything you want from your channel? I agree with you, Jess, but I do think that a creator should be upfront about why they delete something, honestly. And I think that's I think it's not that you delete things. I think it's why you do, and if you tell people why, you know? If you communicate with your audience, they'll be... I've always found if you communicate with your audience, they'll be cool as hell, you know? Communicate with your audience, ban people that are just being dicks, talk to people, you know what I'm saying? It all works out in the end, so. Kathy says, it's happened accidentally to me. We all look out for you. Without a crystal ball says, but I will always be your friend. Well, I'm always your friend too, Katie. I think you and your man are awesome people. I've never understood the hate that's against you guys. Because what's funny is I watched somebody sit and hate on you for, must have been, what, 8 months or something? And then that person decided they were going to create a YouTube channel because they had they had a douchebag backing them. And what's funny is that person who still, after making their own channel, hates on you for how you do your channel and how you report things and all this. They themselves just report lie after lie after lie and do some of the scummiest stuff on live streams that anyone's ever seen. So once you find out somebody is a hypocrite, in my opinion, you should never listen to them criticize anybody again. Anyway. Tanya. Sorry, Tanya. That's true. I'm a sub of Katie, and she stated that she removes live streams to keep it clean. Any YouTuber that leaves live streams up that aren't like prepared, like on Rock-A-Lot, I leave up my live streams because I don't expect people to sub to Rock-A-Lot if they're not like my hardcore audience. It's just a place where I sit around and talk. If I did that here, I'd lose subscribers fast. Yeah. If you just sit there and you're rambling and you just sit there talking and you're not really doing a written prepared thing and you leave that up, it's bad for your channel. I think any YouTuber Any smart YouTuber will tell you that. Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. What else we got? Well, we do have some sock accounts in the chat, Navy. Wow. You got to be kidding me. Steve, Reds, I know you guys can't stand it that we're not talking about you right now, but you both said you wanted me to stop talking about you, okay? No means no. Get out of my chat, okay? Anyway. All right. Katie had speculated in a video that Tati walked away from Halo and could be in trouble with some of the investors, says Makeup Minion. Well, she ended up being right. She's got some of the investors suing them now. I mean, how in the hell is that her being wrong? What it is, you're going to find that some people will be driven crazy because she was right about that, though. So, yeah, there will be some hate there. But, yeah, if Katie speculated that before and then it ended up happening, I mean, shit, she should make a video about it. She should go take her original statement and play it, and then take what the thing that proves her right and put it on the screen, and then afterwards tell people about how she was right, because that's the mark of a good reporter right there. That's the mark of somebody who can see all of these different influences out there around a story and actually be able to perceive what they think is going to happen in the future. I'm right about certain predictions in stories so often that I started thinking that I had a crystal ball, and I'm not even joking. You can ask some of my audience members. You can go back and pull stuff that I've said from the past that ends up coming true. It drives other creators crazy. I remember one time I told people that a dude's communications were going to be subpoenaed. I said it 4 days before his communications got subpoenaed. And he got so angry that he went around on the YouTube for like 2 months lying to everybody, or a month and a half telling everybody that I didn't tell everybody that it was going to happen 4 days before it happened, even though it was recorded. So, yeah, I mean, when someone is hating on you, that's how it's going to go. But if it's recorded and it's provable, you can't deny it unless you're dishonest. See what I'm saying? You're going to have dishonest people all over the internet. There's a lot of soy boys out there, too. Got to watch out for them. They love the stuff. Got to watch out for them. I'm telling you. Streamlabs just reminded me to say this to you. If one of your accounts gets banned, let the mods know, and we will unban you. Around here, we do not permaban. If somebody does get banned, it's all you got to do is reach out to one of the moderators, let them know your account name. We don't ask questions. Unless you've broken TOS or done something extreme, you'll get unbanned before the next live stream. You just have to let the moderators know. Okay? Not hard. So, all right, let me see if I'm missing anything. You know what? I'll give you guys a couple more minutes. Anyone else with any opinion on it? Hook it up. Uni is basically psychic. I've started to convince myself even. I'm not joking, man. Like, and it's not really predicting the future or anything like that. It's just once you've covered certain stories for so long, you start to realize there are patterns in the way that people behave if they meet certain qualifications or indicators, right? Especially when you're talking like when you debunk people, they all pretty much follow the same pattern. You can lay it out way ahead of time. And I usually do, and that's how I usually predict something's going to happen. Honestly. Chimera says that he still says his communications were not subpoenaed, even though he was the one that provided the Twitter DM history between him and the person being deposed. Rock a lot. Yeah, like I said, the dishonest people are going to be dishonest. What matters if it's recorded and then it happens. You get me? And I think if Katie predicted it, she should make a video and shut the haters up. Is it they get so angry, man. Like me just bringing up that is going to make that person so angry. He's going to be wetting his elderly shaped Pampers, you know, his Pampers that are shaped for the elderly. He's going to wet them now. He's going to be so angry just because I brought that up, but it's true to say it. I don't know why you get mad. Can the judge just dismiss this? Zag, yes. The judge can, and there's a thing called slap laws, and I don't know how it applies in Washington, but I know that in some states, this could get slapped down before the judge even has the option to slap it down. Because they're not new, but there are laws out there that are meant to immediately knock down a lawsuit if it obviously is a lawsuit that's trying to go against somebody's rights to free speech, freedom of the press, or one of their other constitutional or law-given rights. So it is highly possible. You know, we just don't know yet. It's really early. I just heard about it today, and I found it to be such an insane lawsuit. It's just all over the place. Like, if you're going to try to believe what the lawsuit says, it's like cognitive dissonance looking at it. You're just like, how did I just heard Katie say the opposite of what's written in this lawsuit here, and here? How? You know, it's so weird that it might just get knocked down. In fact, I would be surprised if the lawsuit doesn't get slapped down. I would be shocked if Katie's lawyers didn't bring up just that one thing I showed you, where I took one quote that from the lawsuit and looked it up and showed you that they completely lied about Katie on that one point. They said that Katie had confirmed that she was responsible for ... And she was discussing how all the YouTubers in the community and YouTube itself, as it's formed, is responsible for it. So that's just a complete mischaracterization. Now, the problem is when you do file blatant lies and blatant bullshit in court, it's defamation. So I have to ask myself then, after realizing that, is this lawsuit defamation, or did Katie commit defamation? And it's really hard to believe Katie did if you go and watch her videos. If you're not crazy or mentally slow or something, I guess. I don't know. Some people's brains are just hardwired to connect the dots on things. Very true. But that's the thing. That's what we, as in me, as in the style of creator that I am, I'm an expert in aiding those whose minds mentally connect the dots on things. They call us debunkers. And it's our job to take a look at the claims that exist around a subject. Look them up and break them down and apply logic, reasoning, common sense, evidence to those claims. And then let you know what we find before giving our opinion to help you break it down. I'll see you on the next live stream. I'm UNIRock. Hey, it's November. It just ticked over to November about 16 minutes ago. Happy November, y'all. You guys remember what I call November? November is the month of the LARP. Every YouTuber across the platform this month is going to be raging out trying to establish themselves as the new season of content comes into play. As the Christmas season comes up and after, this time period either makes or breaks the next phase of YouTubers that you'll be watching on the platform. So keep an eye out. Because if you think the claims are done, crazy lawsuits, crazy claims, crazy videos, you, the crazy one, if you think it's not coming. And I'll be here to debunk it, to look through it, to confirm, deny, and give you my opinion on our live streams and our uploads. Heading over to my live channel, Rock a Lot on YouTube. Thanks, you guys. I appreciate the support. Thank you, Katie, for coming into the chat. And thank you to everybody that gave your opinion. No matter what side your opinion's on, thank you for giving your opinion. I'll see you next time.